Hi everyone. Hopefully I got all my audio fixed. Of course my Twitch is not going to work. I'm going to sit here and fix my audio for just a second. It looks like it's messing up again. It's red. It's like capping. Alrighty, I think I have it fixed. I was like not too overpowering for me because it was like blaring for a second. Alright, so we were taking care of some Geth outposts last. I need to go talk to somebody and see if the audio is that bad. Get it out. Thank you. Alright, let's go talk to somebody. Chocolate should be in here. So I'm worried about the dialogue. Oh, I didn't even go in the right. If I can go to the right freaking area of the ships, I thought I was going to. This way. I always assume Chocolate's like upstairs.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Is it echoing?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse. And the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my bit.
That I do.
Or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working with soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing.
Cool.
We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
So what was it?
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
That works out.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist.
I'm hoping that this is the case.
So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. But there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Yeah? Go on.
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
No wonder you hated it there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
I gotta go.
Commander.
Yeah, that's the big thing with Garrus, is that scientists have growing organs. I forgot it fills up the code.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
I don't really care, Rex.
Suit yourself.
Damn, Shepard, rude. Could have been a little nicer, be like, I just gotta leave. Alright, back up to the map. I should, yeah, all the 4 outposts are in the same system. So yeah, we're taking care of 4, open door, open lead door, thank you. Yeah, they're all in the same system. There's 4 Geth outposts. We were tasked with taking care of all 4 of them. I took care of 2 of them yesterday, but my audio is having a lot of problems. But hopefully today it is being better. If not, well, still gotta fix it. But I need Aiden. Where's that? We're just gonna take the 2 biotics. I still have achievements to get with biotics. Slowly trying to pass through what pushes, I guess you could say. What planet did I land on? Yeah, I did this one. My bad. I wasn't really paying attention. I was like, oh, I can land here. Let's go. Alright, to this one. Tong system. See if I can serve anything. Always want to service. Alright, that's the landing planet. It's all great. Gotta make sure it's ready. That's like a peachy, like, very pretty planet right there. Survey. Survey says, like, not much going on in this. Let's go ahead and land. Got the 3rd Geth outpost. Aiden has neural shock. That's why I need him. The only downside is that they use their skills by themselves, which isn't like don't get me wrong, that's a bad thing. But, like, if they're using skill. My audio is too loud. Try my best to adjust it. about terrain, it doesn't even do that. Oh. That lands. Auto down. I landed wheels first. goodness. They were making the plans in randomized. Oh. Sending, but it turned it off. To the Geth. Looks like a freaking chunk of gold. It is gold. Over here just stating the freaking obvious at this point. outpost to take care of. Already found the landing planet. That was sun looks angry. I don't know why I'm taking him. Was I like getting out of makeup? Anomaly, Debris, Geth outpost. I think this was on his outpost spot. Thorium deposit? Oh, there it is. I was like, where is it? This tiny little stick in the dirt. Apparently it's ancient debris, an ancient artifact. Look. Not that ancient now, it's not broken. Looks like an ancient, like skull. Look at that. Brought here from an unknown world.
Yes, ma'am.
That's just... Can I get in the makeup, please? Not ideal. To the difference. Wrist. This is a skull of a creature that's not from the planet. Try to drive one-handed is not the way to do things, that's for sure. To the Geth outpost. And rough. Not gonna see the wizards though. What else is jumping? It's just like kind of like the elevator music that you have in the cinema. Back. I haven't been back there. Why don't you just put me on the other side of it? A light bell.
Ready.
We're leaving. Really glad it's all. I guess I'd be a little OP if we did some drop another resource? Yeah, I guess it's done. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this. Let me go over there. Lights, oh, this one. There you go. I'm gonna change this. Apparently these batteries only have like a couple seconds before they like clear on you. I'll be sitting there like doing something on like Elder Scrolls or something, and I'll be like, oh, my batteries are low. I'll give it like 5 minutes. I'll finish this quest or something. No, you don't get that long.
I thought one of those outposts would be the main base of operations for this incursion.
One moment. This receiver appears to be picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I would say it's coming from inside this star cluster.
It must be a message from the primary Geth base. We can use this signal to lock onto its location and take them out.
So I need to go to the Grissom system. This is my end right now. we're landing on the moon. Not a bomb. Alright, so yeah, we're landing on Solcrum. I'm guessing it looks like. Alright, let's see what we got. Level 1 hazard. So we got 3. Alright, so we're just gonna go. So normally 3 up to our. I think the story of my life. And I make it. I like this planet, it looks cool. Oh, dude. Don't mind my dragons. I haven't been able to enjoy that. I haven't been in frames. Cover artifact. What are we gonna find in this box? Making up matriarchs.
Yes, ma'am.
To the Debris. Okay, nice. That's another thing I was wondering. Like, since I'm a spectator, does the Citadel cover all the costs of what I do? Or is the Navy, like the Alliance Navy, still there? Or is it like people? I may keep it on the Citadel on it.
Heading to position.
Ready.
And one thing I'm really excited about, so there was a rumor a while back that they were going to make another Mass Effect. And from the poster, it said it was going to hints at that the Geth are coming back. Which, very one, that's cool. But, I haven't played on Andromeda, which you don't play a Shepard. That part I know. But if they brought one of the cool they brought back play Shepard games, and I'm it's safe to say this, you don't. But it'd be cool as well if you play a different race, like not just. Which of course would be up to like speculation, like, oh no, we need to play a chapter because get all the aliens in our crew, which is it's terrible. Because the aliens are pretty good. And we get one of each, I think? But just having the option to play as a different one. Yeah, you obviously want to Shepard, obviously. Shepard's not an alien. talk, it doesn't have that much like. Geth headquarters.
Heads up!
What the hell? Okay.
I think we got him, Commander.
Alright, so we're done here. Let's get on out of here. Oh, and anyone that's watching that does not know, the Quarians and the Geth have pretty much a history. And I don't think I haven't talked to Tally a whole lot. I'll go chat with her right now to see if she'll actually talk about it, because it's really, really cool. Well, like, it's not, I wouldn't say, I guess not cool per se, but it's interesting, to say the least. And like, we've heard her talk about the flotilla already, which is what the Quarians live on, which is like pretty much a group of like I don't want to say spaceships, not so cliche, but it's a group of ships that like in a kind of like a flock, and all the Quarians live on different ones, and their surnames, like how our surnames are, tell them what ship they're on.
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Seren. But my people need this.
It'll take years to decipher and analyze the data.
Maybe even decades, but it's worth the time. This information will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
Go ahead, make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt. One I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Saturn and his Geth armies are defeated.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
Okay, yeah, she didn't talk about this. See if I can get her to talk.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me. Especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
You'll get used to it.
But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have till it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brainpower?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor, That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
There you go.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
There we go. So we learned.
I should go.
I guess the theme of the episode was almost again.
See you
But we
later.
did get to learn about how the Geth took over the Quarian homeworld and pretty much how they came to be, which is interesting. And she didn't talk about it, but their suits, all Quarians have the suit like that. They have a full body cover. From the just decades and centuries of being on the flotilla, their immune systems have been just simplified to nothing. They don't have a basic immune system anymore because the flotilla is so clean because it's a sterilized ship. So when they go to other places, and even on their ship, they all wear the suit. We get to see the flotilla in the third one? In the third game, I want to say? Second or third? It's in the next game. It's not in this one. But they wear the suit just when they're going about because they can't risk getting sick. I think in one of the future games, Tally starts to she coughs a little bit. and you're like, oh no, are you sick? And she's like, oh no, I'll just go take some antibiotics in my suit later, because they can just inject it straight into their suit and it'll give it to them. But yeah, since they don't have the homeworld to get basic immune systems, they have to wear the suit constantly, and if they don't, they get insanely susceptible to basic sicknesses. And later on, when she starts, like, she can become a love interest in the second game, and if you pursue her, she talks about getting certain, like, immune boosters and steroids to boost her immune system so you can be together, you know, intimately, so she doesn't get sick. Which is a fun fact. But I'm going to leave the stream here today. I thought that was a great ending, hearing about the Geth and the Quarians from Tally, just for anyone who hadn't heard about it already. But I will catch y'all next Wednesday. Y'all have a great day.